Hi everybody, this is Quarantine Day 24, the evening video. Alright, so I once again did my weekly grocery shopping run. This time I wore a mask, more to protect anybody in case I am contagious and I don't know about it than my own safety from the air that I'm breathing in, although it maybe helps me too. For the breathing in part. So, yeah, now that I've gone to the grocery store a few times, I want to kind of remark on some of the differences that I noticed between when Americans have had this different emergency disaster compared to Japan when I went to the grocery stores there. So I think the biggest difference for this particular pandemic was just the amount of targeting of the, personal goods, like not necessarily food, but like I don't know why it became a thing, but toilet paper, and there was toilet paper in supply, even when I heard like some places are running out. I personally go to Cub Foods most of the time. There's still plenty of toilet paper there until I would say probably the beginning of the actual quarantine. Maybe a week after the beginning of the quarantine. But now there's starting to be a trickle of the toilet paper and the paper towels again. So for, I think, 2 times that I went, the last 2 times, I didn't see those, and now I'm starting to see those trickle in again. That was not a thing in Japan. Those items, were depleted, but I don't think they were as empty in the shelves. Canned goods were about equal between the two. It seems like people take some canned goods and others they just don't touch, even though there's a lot of them. So, there's still plenty of food in terms of non-perishable items. I would say that Americans, in terms of the dry foods, tend to go a little bit crazy with the spaghetti. I guess that's just an easy one to make. Probably people have kids home all day, so that's an easy thing. The meat section, I would say in Japan, they went after a lot more of the perishable meats, vegetables, somewhat, but I would say those are kind of in oversupply in the American supermarkets. That they're actually going on some pretty big sales with those. Frozen items, I think, were more taken in Japan. It's been more spotty here. There's, again, some things that Americans seem to buy a lot of, and then other things that they're just slashing prices big time. Japan, they didn't really have a lot of dairy products just in the grocery store in general, so there wasn't like a whole dairy section. Here, the dairy section is really slashing prices with everything except just regular milk, just like sour creams. I'm just seeing a lot of of those perishable dairy things, yogurts. They're just cheese that seems to be not being taken, and they're trying to get rid of it. So, at least from what I've seen, the pattern. So the fruits, I think for fruits is about even. Again, there was a good supply in Japan. There was a good supply throughout the whole crisis in America here. Yeah, so it's just an interesting thing. I think also I should say again, if anybody is, I might post at another point my video of me going through the grocery store in Japan after the big earthquake. Liquor was very untouched during that time. Bottled water, though, was definitely grabbed up. Bottled water, not so much in America, and I would say that there is a bit more of a dent in the liquor, in terms of how Americans are reacting to this. So, just some simple observations between those two. Now that I've done a few runs, I can kind of see the pattern, and that's what I was kind of noticing in Japan. And I would say that it wasn't until 2 months after the earthquake that most of the grocery store got back to normal. I think that's probably going to be about true. The one thing was the bottled water in Japan. They had these big, large bottled water that I would like to get, because it was the area that I was in this mountain valley, and just turned into a pressure cooker during summer. So I was always just slugging water. Those were not around until probably 4 months later, in any great supply, but they did eventually come back. So there may be things, I don't know, maybe this toilet paper, although I'm already seeing a trickle of toilet paper back and paper towels coming back, so maybe we've got it down. But there's my comparative analysis, my anecdotal comparative analysis of the two grocery shopping experiences. All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye.